Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast.
Hey.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, everyone.
Live and in your face. Hey, microphone.
Speaking of shit, Gavin, you're still leaking, aren't you?
Are you?
Not
How do you know that, Barb?
He told us.
not leaking still. I'm still
Seeping.
entirely liquid at this point.
Are you?
It's bad to have it for a week. I think I'm dying.
That's not good.
yeah.
What are you doing to combat that?
I just think you have a
What
bug.
am I doing to combat that?
Like
I'm just
medicine?
waiting, playing the waiting
I tried to
game.
give him some Imodium before we came on the podcast. He was like, "What is that? A pill?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "No, I'm gonna choke on that."
It hasn't been quite a week because we're like we've said a couple times we're pre-recording this. So
Yeah, but it happened on Wednesday.
Of
'Cause
last
that was
week?
when we did at midnight.
oh yeah,
So you were sick while we taped that?
No, I
No.
was sick the day after.
Yeah,
like
lunch
next
the next day.
breakfast. So Thursday morning, which was a week ago.
You know, one of the most nerve-wracking things is when we were taping that at midnight thing.
Yeah.
After, like, in the middle of the first segment, I thought, "What if I need to take a piss?" Then I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I psyched myself out. Like, I know I need to take a piss.
now you know what it's like, dude.
And then there was that segment where there was that video game where like
Yeah, you're
the
pissing
urinal powered thing. And I was like, now that was really just fucking with me. Like some cosmic entity fucking with me, making
And
me
that's
watch.
what you said in your answer, right? You're
Yeah.
like, now I need to pee.
Yeah, no, it was true. I was like, God, I gotta take a piss so bad. Not at all. It's just like in your own head psychologically.
Yeah.
So I took the Dr. Gavin Free methodology.
How long were you
Don't.
actually? I like when you're explaining something, you always kind of close one eye.
Yeah, it's always when I quote somebody else talking to me. It's like and the guy who's like, I got in the cab, and the guy's like, where you want to go? You want to go this place? I don't know why I do
The
that.
Columbo effect.
I only talk to pirates in my life.
It's
That's
really
the
hard
only
because
people
I tend to like mimic people when they're talking to me. So when you're doing it, I tend to go like this sometimes.
You try to match him.
Yeah.
Somebody said something today that boggled my mind.
What?
Gavin, you'll love this.
Okay.
Is that when you take a rock and you break it in half, you don't have two halves of a rock, you have two rocks.
Uh-huh.
That boggles my mind. I don't know why. That
Yeah,
just
like
caught
what's
me.
the smallest unit of rock?
Like rock is not a unit.
It's because I guess when you would do that with anything else, like a cookie. For
So were
your
you
kid.
were you just listening to this and then thinking, oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, if you break a rock in half, you don't get a half rock, you get two rocks.
Half a rock. Yeah.
I feel like if it was a shape, like if it was a circle, or like
And you
an
cut it right
oval,
down the
and then
middle.
it cracked in two, then you got two halves of a.
So
rock.
what if millions of years ago,
Well, if.
through natural reasons, a lightning bolt came and struck that rock and split it in half, and humans weren't even alive? Then humans come along like, oh look, these two rocks look exactly the same. It's like what denotes creating two halves versus creating two rocks?
But no, if just like a river had like eroded a
What
cliff and then the
is-
river dried up, you would say that cliff is cut in half. You would say that. But that's
Yeah.
not half a cliff on that
Can
side.
you say that Everest is one rock?
I would say the Earth is one rock.
There's a picture of
Oh,
two
there it
rocks.
is.
How do you find that?
That is so perfect.
So you'd look at that, I would describe that as a rock cut in half. But I wouldn't
because it's
describe
still-
the left side as a half a rock.
Well, if you push them further apart, you would think it's two rocks.
Yes.
But the fact that you could actually see where it's split.
How close together do two rocks have to be before they're considered two rocks?
What part of one rock?
Yeah.
Because they're all resting together.
What if
How
they're
did
really
we get
close,
here?
but the two have, like the part where it was cut isn't butted up against each other? Like what if this one's like flipped over?
But I would say, I wouldn't say, like if I looked at that, I would say that rock is cut in half. But then I wouldn't describe the left side as half of a rock.
Did you ever, as a kid, pick up a rock and think,
Never.
I wonder how
I
far
wasn't
this...
allowed. I had Neopets and rocks were off limits for me. Sorry, go ahead.
Did you ever pick up a rock and think, I wonder how far this rock is away from where it started?
I thought about that with bugs.
You did?
Yeah, when a bug got in
Sometimes-
the car and then you roll the window down and the bug goes like near the window and then goes zoop out the window. I thought he has no fucking idea where he is. He's never getting back home ever.
Or a bug on a plane.
A bug
And
on a plane would
And
be
it flies out, it's like, Christ.
What happened?
I'm in Africa now.
I went in the tube. I came out of the tube. Did I come out the wrong side of the tube? It's like
then
everything is
And
different.
then it tries to get back by just sitting in different metal tubes. And it's like, this one doesn't work at all.
Keeps hopping a plane over to the next country.
I once took a stone from one continent and left it in another one.
People do that with jars of sand.
I wonder if anyone ever found my stone and thought, I'll do the same, and they took it back.
You should put a little marking on it.
That would be a crazy set of circumstances.
I bet that's happened once, where two natural objects have been split up around the world and then brought back really close together.
What if you, like with Pangea, when all the continents were together, if you got the cleft and it's like you brought back a rock after millions of years,
Oh, yeah.
and that
Well,
rock
all
is
you have
like
to
the
do
one that
is-
was next to it before was like, how the fuck did you get back after 12 million years? How did that happen?
I just had a thought, right?
Go ahead.
Going back to someone in England with a rope, and someone in New York having a rope on the other end. If the rope was really tight, and I yanked on the rope, would the person in New York fall in?
Yeah.
How long would it take for it to go?
That's the speed of push, right?
That's
Well,
your.
that's the speed of pull.
That's speed
It's
of
the
pull.
same. They're the same thing, right?
God damn.
But I wonder how quick
Is
that'd
it?
be.
Is pull and push, are those two different things, or is that like hot and cold?
I think it's just a matter of perspective.
maybe pull is the absence of any kind of push. That's what. That's
do you think that would happen though?
you
If,
overcome push?
We should test this
if
on
someone-
like either side of the studio.
if someone did it, would the person in New York fall in? Do you think?
Well, first of all, it'd be tough to have a rope that would stay taut
Why?
over that distance because it's a
have to
lot
be-
of weight.
You'd have to be pulling
The weight,
really
the
hard.
weight of the rope is pulling down.
It floats.
So you're thinking floating rope? Yeah, that's fine.
But you're both pulling it, so
Right.
it's
So
taut.
you would pull, and all the stuff that was floating would go, wouldn't it?
Here, let me throw another question at you. What if the rope went all the way around the world and tied to your belt? What happens when you pull?
Is there a critical length?
Would
of
you go
rope?
faster? What is that?
It's like those troll physics drawings of like the magnet in front of the car pulling it.
Exactly. You just give yourself a yank, and you'd go. Would you yank twice? Would you go backwards twice as fast? Because you're pulling yourself, and then you're holding on to
But
the
it
rope.
might be one of those things where like a straw can't be more than 10 feet long because then straws don't work. Maybe there's
Still have to have the office suck off.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe ropes can only be so long.
Yeah, because there's just the weight of the rope itself. Like when you pull a rope and I pull a rope, like say you just have a piece of rope, you pull it. There's a little bit of give in the rope before it, like within the rope. There's some give before it goes taut. Like you don't really have that in a cable, but you do in a rope. Like it's a bunch of strings all wound up together. But over the course, how far would you have to pull a 6,000-mile rope before it like stretched out the rope enough to where the rope is taut enough to then apply force to the either side of it?
Yeah, I guess
know-
you would
And how
never
much force would you have to apply?
you would never be able to hold it up. I guess if it was through a load of rings to hold it up.
Floating is actually not bad. I mean, that's
Yeah.
if you're floating, then you'd have to pull it. But then would it have to like rise up out of the water?
Also,
to get tight?
would you have to deal with the weight of the water weighing down the rope?
Yeah.
Also, if
Listen, we're gonna have to solve all these problems before we try this.
You know, there's a physics
So-
major watching right now.
If
Who's
you
just,
commit
like,
a crime-
frustrated all the way.
I can't wait till they tweet me how stupid I am.
It's like the difference between like an asteroid and a meteor. It's like it's an asteroid when it's out in space, but it's a meteor when it lands on the planet.
Uh-huh.
oh,
So
they're the same thing.
yeah, that's the distinction. An asteroid is the rock in space, and a meteor is an asteroid.
No, I think
that has-
asteroids are bigger. Meteors are in space, and then meteorites are when they enter our atmosphere.
Oh, is that what it
I
is?
believe
An
that's-
asteroid
that's
is
what it
something you
is.
can. I mean, you could land on some of them. They're that big.
No, I just thought that the difference was that a meteor is an asteroid that has entered our atmosphere and
No,
landed.
which
on
one's
Earth.
a meteorite? Because there's a difference between meteor and meteorite.
I think
Smaller?
a meteorite is the remnant that's left on Earth that we then mine and get bacteria from and make sci-fi movies from.
So what is a moon called when it hits Earth?
What's that?
Moonite?
A meteor. Hold on. What is a meteor? I spelled meteor wrong. I spelled it. I got into spelling meteorite, so I spelled. For some reason, I ended meteor in an I.
Is the moon made of Earth, or is it not?
There's speculation that it is.
Yeah.
Because
That a giant.
like something
Meteor.
That
smashed
it's
it.
a piece of
Yeah.
Earth that got and then just stayed there because it was too close to the orbit.
Pangea was originally even bigger, and then it was like moon.
Yeah.
Well,
Took a
that's what
little
happened. They
shit.
hit each other so hard that they fucking flew off and became the moon.
What happened was Earth ate an oyster shot and it took a little, and that's the moon right there.
That's
no,
good.
you guys are right. They say meteoroid. That's the term they use. This is Wikipedia.
I love
So-
how it's ending in oid.
A meteoroid, not an asteroid. A meteoroid is a small, rocky, or metallic body traveling through space. Meteoroids are significantly smaller than asteroids and range in size from small grains. Who the fuck's counting those? To 1 meter wide objects.
Grains?
1 meter? That's nothing.
Well, it was not nothing if it lands on your head. I'm sure it'd be definitely something when it's caved the top of your car in.
Or when you're in the space shuttle and a fucking 1 meter sized meteoroid crashes through you, like, that thing, that's nothing.
Wow. I had that. I learned more on this podcast than anybody, I think. I always thought a meteor was an asteroid that's landed on Earth. I thought that's what a meteor was.
Why don't you go back to doing math?
So
800. Hold on one second. Meteor.
has an asteroid ever landed on Earth?
I don't think that's. I mean, an asteroid may have hit Earth at some point, but I think if that happened, everything would die.
That'd be interesting. Back to like the taking a stone
What
and
hit
putting
the
it somewhere
Yucatan?
else. What?
They killed all the dinosaurs.
I think that was a meteor. I don't think that was large enough to be classified an asteroid.
That's 1 meter? You tell me a 1 meter thing wiped out all the dinosaurs?
You're right. Must have been an asteroid then. I don't know what's the smallest asteroid possible. God damn it! I've got to fucking look.
Over a meter.
Maybe it was a country.
What did you between? Oh, this a lot of horrible things came up. What, a meteor and an asteroid. Fucking. I love that I learned to undo is shaking.
How much do you think we could pay the network? What was the name of that space show?
Cosmos.
All right. How much could we pay the network to replace an episode of that with this podcast?
Well, I asked Neil deGrasse Tyson one of your questions about fishing from the ISS and an asteroid.
I like how you're like, this question comes from Gavin Free.
I like that 100% of this podcast can be replaced by people looking dumb shit up on Google.
The smallest asteroid that I guess we've discovered is 20 feet, 6 meters across. So it definitely was an asteroid then that hit. The object that hit the Yucatan, they're calling it a bolide. So great, we got another fucking term here. The bolide that formed the crater was at least 6 miles in diameter.
Holy crap.
So yeah, that's pretty fucking massive.
6 miles.
But that's the crater.
That's the object that created the crater.
Okay, so we showed the scale. This is one of my favorite things we ever showed on the podcast. We showed the scale of the Earth versus the size of the asteroid that wiped out all life on Earth. It was nothing.
It's like a pixel.
It looks like a grain of sand.
Yeah, but all it has to do is release crap into the air, right? That's what killed everything.
Yeah.
Right.
It was the
Exactly.
gas,
That's
right?
exactly
it was a 6 mile wide object that created a crater that's 110 miles in diameter and 12 miles deep.
So it went in twice itself.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you think about the size of the Earth compared to a 6 mile wide object. That's not that big. If you're sitting here watching something 6 miles wide fall on you, that's fucking huge. But even if you just compared it to the state of Texas, it'd be nothing.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be the size from here to our old office.
No.
So how fast was it coming? What was the term? Did terminal velocity count in space? Can you even have that?
Which we get is still huge, but the fact that something that wouldn't cover part of Austin, something would happen in Austin that would wipe out all life in Siberia, is just crazy to think about. And Australia and everywhere else.
So could we build a 6 mile big object and crash it into Earth?
That's a great question. We
and take out
absolutely
Earth?
could. That's
But
a great
we wouldn't be able
doomsday
to
plot.
accelerate it to as fast as I
That's
imagine.
like the way the bugs attacked in Starship Troopers. Is like, the humans were fighting the bugs. The bugs would just like hurl asteroids and big objects at Earth planets or Earth and other colonies, and that's how they would fight.
Apparently
they didn't have missiles or weapons or
It
anything.
seems like a real easy way to fight on an interplanetary basis.
Right,
We
just-
have tons of asteroids in the asteroid belt. Some other civilization comes along and goes, all right, it's actually Mass Effect too.
They're really
The
far.
Batarians do that.
They're really
right.
spread apart though. Those asteroids. Like
It doesn't matter.
On all the diagrams, they're like.
It says the explosion would have released as much energy as 100 trillion tons of TNT, more than 1 billion times more than the
always
atom
had
bombs
that.
that destroyed Hiroshima and
How much bigger than the atom bombs?
A billion?
more than 1 billion times more than the atom bombs.
More than 1 billion times the atom bomb for something that's 6 miles wide.
Crazy.
Which makes me think, if we get the ISS up to where it's like a mile long, which is huge, then that's like we could be putting something in orbit that could then come down to Earth with enough energy to like wipe out a continent.
Yeah, but I don't think you could get it fast enough or dense enough.
Fast enough or dense enough.
Like,
Yeah,
it would
okay.
just burn
It
up.
would probably break apart. ISS would probably break apart on
Yeah.
re-entry.
Yeah,
and, like,
this
burn
thing
up.
was enormous,
And solid.
and it was 6 miles wide when it hit the Earth.
Right.
So how? And,
Who knows how big it was before it
Dude,
burned up?
at
well,
least
we all
7.
say that. Like, it'll burn up an atmosphere. What's that rate? Like how much mass does something lose coming through the atmosphere?
I think it's pretty significant.
Does a human burn up?
Yeah.
Like if I was just floating in space and then I fell into the Earth's orbit and fell down,
Listen, I've seen a
Just
lot of
you?
astronaut
Yeah.
movies. Yes.
Yes.
but would I be going that fast?
Yeah. You're going really fast.
Yeah.
Fast
Falling?
enough to the point where, like, am I big enough for air resistance to
Yeah,
start setting me
absolutely.
on fire? Really?
Yes. Tiny little specks cause shooting stars. Like when you see a shooting star, that's a tiny little thing. It's much smaller than you. You're bigger than a meter. You're an asteroid.
I think if I tucked into like a pencil, I could go.
If you tucked into a
And you can land on a mountain
You're
and
not
run.
diving into a pool.
if you did like a cannonball, then you'd be a meteoroid. You might be all right.
Meteorite.
Gavinoid.
If you can land and survive, then you're a meteorite.
I'll be all right.
Watch Gavin be the cause of extinction for all humans.
So our astronaut goes into space. Let me see if I can look this up.
Yes,
real quick.
they do.
Yes, they do. They go to space.
That might be the definition of astronaut.
Asteroid is sometimes called a minor planet or a planetoid. All these fucking names. Pick
Oids.
one.
Oid,
A
oid.
meteorite is
Gavoid.
any object that has entered the atmosphere of another object and survived to impact on the surface. So astronauts are meteorites. because they enter the atmosphere of the Earth and they land and they survive.
Did it say strike? Did it say?
I think we should refer to all former astronauts as meteorites now, because they came from outside the atmosphere, they went into the atmosphere, and they survived.
Well, are they, or is the space shuttle the meteorite?
It's all the same.
Introducing the
Everything's
world's
a meteorite.
most famous meteorite,
Meteorite?
Buzz Aldrin. Here he comes.
Have you guys watched any of that new show Cosmos?
Yeah.
Did you see that episode where they talk about the galaxies?
No, I lied. I haven't seen the show.
Why would you lie about that?
Why would
I
you
felt
lie?
obligated because I interviewed the guy on the show, and so I should have
Anybody?
watched it.
I have
Am I
not.
the only one?
I
I don't watch TV.
I haven't watched it. I like remaining somewhat ignorant so we
Well,
can have these
okay.
wonderful discussions.
Watch the first episode.
Why?
Anybody? It's just like it blows your mind.
Yeah,
of just the scale of the universe.
Oh,
Oh, they
I
did
know
the whole
how big it
cosmic
is.
calendar thing.
No, but this like you know the scale of the universe. You don't really know it until you watch.
I
this.
watched and I loved the old Carl Sagan Cosmos. And I'm sure I'll get around to watching this one as well.
Incredible.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you.
I've been waiting all week